just so. Manifestation is birth within. So check your intention. The woman you work for can't seem to see your light. Nothing is flowing, and you can't sleep at night. Come on and check your intention. What seeds did you sow? Manifestation is birth within. So check your intention. The lover you've chosen won't seem to let you in. The heart is not open, and they won't say where they've been. Come on and check your intention. What seeds did you sow? Manifestation is birth within. So check your intention. The world of appearance will mirror your mind. There's no one to blame. The truth is not hard to find. Check your intention. What seeds did you sow? Manifestation is birth within. So check your intention. Check your bank account so low. Check your bills so high. Check the friends around you. Come on and check. Check the one who shares your bed. And check the ways you hide. Check the world around you. Come on and check your intention. Your intention. Check. Thank you so much. Your theme this month is freedom from discord. And for me, that's about surrender. It's about letting go of old thoughts and old ways of being and stepping into the truth of who we are, the divine expression that we are and have always been. The C-O-R in the word discord is connected to the French word meaning heart. So isn't it interesting to know that when you are in discord, you are not aligned with the heart? By the way, the heart is intelligent. Heart math tells us it's the first place that you can measure in an embryo, and that it informs the brain, not the other way around. So your heart is intelligent. And when you are disconnected from that, you're out of sync with the universal oneness and the wholeness and the presence. My topic today is I Choose Me, and that is the topic, the name of my new book. And the book was written for women, and I hope I'll get to see the ladies this afternoon for us to play for a couple of hours. But I Choose Me is really, for me, about being in integrity with your soul. Oh, I got both of them. I got two things on here. Let go of both microphones. Surrender! love God, okay? They said, you don't need 2 microphones, sister girl, okay? Thank you. So I Choose Me has been something that's been up for me. And it's been up for me for a while. And a lot of times, people look at leaders or ministers or speakers or, whoever we are in the world, and they think that we've got it all together and you're going to have to arrive. It's not true. We're on the same journey you're on. We just hide it sometimes. So the I Choose Me part is really about understanding that you are an original blessing. You are an extraordinary expression of light. You are a manifestation of wholeness and oneness in every single moment. No matter what it looks like, no matter what the appearance is, this is who you are. And so your job is to remember that, to wake up and stay awake. And that's the interesting part, because there's all kinds of stuff bombarding us, telling us that we're separate and that there's differences, no matter what you see in the world, there's a lot going on. And it's easy for us to get distracted by those events and move away from the truth of who we are and the expression of our divinity. I'm African American and a woman. I got a couple things going on here. So the thing is that you can look at the experiences and you can look at the people and the expressions out in the world telling you to be afraid, or you can stand in loving. You can stand in the truth of that. Was there an amen corner over there? So I want to talk to you about that because I want to ask you, it's like, who are you and who have you come here to be? They say that, who am I is an existential question that, that when we get to that, something powerful happens, something extraordinary reveals itself. What I want to say to you is that who you are is here by divine appointment. Make no mistake about it. You're not here by accident, even though your family might have told you that. You were a surprise. So why are you here? You're not here to get a job. You're not here to get a promotion. You're not here to find your soulmate. Although that's nice. You're not here to make money. You're not here to worry. You are here to shine your light in the most profound, powerful, extraordinary way, unwaveringly. So if the news tells you everything is doomed, turn it off. We're in the political system, glory be. So you get to decide how you want to respond to the information that you are being given. Everything is energy and information. How you respond to it is the deal. So who you are is here to be surrendered and open. So I sang that song. That song was a miraculous unfolding. I'm driving to sing in Pasadena, and as I'm driving down the freeway, an inner voice says, "Sing the surrender song." I don't have a surrender song. So I drive a little bit further. It says it again, "Sing the surrender song." I don't have a surrender song. So I get to the community, I open my trunk. For the first and only time in my life, I got no music. This is a moment of surrender. So I go in, and I'm like, okay, well, you told me to sing it. Where is it? So it says, tell the keyboard player to sit down. And it's a keyboard player I know. And I was supposed to sing 3 songs, and 2 of them we could do together, easy. But there was no third one, and so I said, okay, sit down and start playing. He started playing, And I just started singing, and what you just heard was the song. God wrote that song. I want you to know God's writing your life. You're a novel. And so, to open to that, I want to tell you what Ernest Holmes says. Ernest Holmes says, "We have within us a power that is greater than anything we shall ever contact in the outer. A power that can overcome every obstacle in our life and set us safe, satisfied, and at peace, healed and prosperous in a new light and in a new life." So if that's true, if everything is within us that can overcome anything, then it's about us. We're the answer to the question we've been asking. We are either standing as a solution or we are part of the problem and the challenge of discord. There's nobody out there doing it. And I'm not saying that there's not stuff going on, but here's the deal. Where is there a terrorist living in your heart? Where is there somebody who is out of alignment and cheating and stealing and not taking care of, that's living in your consciousness somewhere? There's only one of us on the planet. So the thing is, heal thyself. Shift thy consciousness. Shift thy thinking. Shift thy way of being. Shift thy behavior. And I want you to know, I know that that's not easy because there's a whole bunch of things and people telling us to do it differently. You say, I want to choose me, and people say, well, that's selfish. You should feel guilty for wanting to do that. My thought is you should feel guilty for doing what they're asking you to do. Get rid of it. Don't take care of those people first. You are the most important person in your planet, in your life. This body temple you got, divine expression. What are you doing to choose it, to support it, to nurture it? If you give yourself away to everything and everybody everywhere else, there's nothing left. And the result is dis-ease. Everybody breathe. So who are you is an expression, a beautiful, powerful expression. You are not your history. So you have to stop blaming your mother, your sister, your ex, your minister. Just saying. So I come from a discordant family, definitely not aligned. Lots of abuse and trauma, alcoholic father, pedophile stepfather, who was a wife beater. I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff. And I didn't know, it's really interesting. We don't know how the seeds get planted in our consciousness and how we keep repeating the same stuff over and over because it's familiar. And then we go, I'm so tired of this, I really want to change. Then why are you back here for 5 years? Why are you coming to see me over and over again? Because you think you are the history, that original blueprint is the final blueprint. You get to shift it. You get to change it. So what I want you to know is that it's all about choice, and it's all about opening to God. So I made my living as an actress when I first went to California, and but it wasn't always easy. So it was up and down, and lots of rejection and all this stuff. And so I did odd jobs. I was, the song "What I Did for Love," right? So I was a cookie outside stores, and we were actors. We all put on these cookie outfits. I was a shortbread. And we sang these crazy songs for the handicapped. Then I was a hostess at Denny's, and I worked from 11 to 7 so I could audition, right? And the thing is that it wasn't going so well. And I got depressed, but I want you to know that for me, depression is the flip side of expression. So here I am laying in the bed, and I'm, probably nobody here, but I was arguing with God, and I had a few things to say. So I tell God, listen, if you're real, you better show up now. Right? My phone rings. I was scared to pick it up because I was like, oh no. So I pick it up, and this woman I barely know says, how you doing? I decided to tell the truth. I said, I'm not good. She goes, yeah, I was thinking that. She says, you've been on my mind. Are your blinds closed? Like, how do you know that? Just a feeling. Your dad was an alcoholic, right? Yep. So was mine. I'm on my way to an Al-Anon meeting. Can I pick you up? I didn't even know what Al-Anon was, right? So that opened the door. It opened the awareness in this moment that I could say yes to God, and that there was a God that was conspiring for me, an energy in the universe that was conspiring for me, and then it led me to religious science and becoming a practitioner and a minister. And it opened my awareness that I was the one responsible for my life. I was the one responsible for how I was showing up and what was occurring. And if I didn't like the current reality, change it. Change my thinking. That all that energy and stuff was not there to bring me sorrow. It was there to lift my awareness and shift my whole way of being. So I want to read two things. First, Alan Cohen says, scared and sacred are spelled with the same letters. Awful proceeds from the same root word as awesome. Terrify and terrific. Every negative experience holds the seeds of transformation. And Rumi says, sorrow prepares you for joy. It violently sweeps everything out of your house so that new joy can find space to enter. It shakes the yellow leaves from the bough of your heart so that fresh green leaves can grow in their place. It pulls up the rotten roots so that the new roots hidden beneath have room to grow. Whatever sorrow shakes from your heart, far better things will take their place. But you have to be willing to go into it, to move into that space and experience it and not run from it. Because we're on a spiritual path doesn't mean that every time something happens that's uncomfortable, we just om and pray. Prayer is the first thing to do. But after that, it's choice. It's choice. So 2001, I'm in Denver. My acting career has kind of like subsided, and Spirit, gifted me with a corporate job, and I'm in corporate communications, and all the executives in our company have gone to New York because they've merged and they've let go of a lot of people, and there's a lot of stuff going on. So there's only me and there's one executive, and I get a phone call in the morning, and the friend says, look at the television, and I see planes going into towers. So I know enough to know that when something big happens and something emotional happens, go in. And so I went into prayer, and I also said, what am I to do? And I heard create safe space. So I didn't know what that meant, but I got dressed and I went to the man's office and I said, what do you think we ought to do? He said, I have no idea. What do you think we ought to do? I said, create safe space. He said, how do we do that? I said, so we turned the conference rooms into quiet spaces we put enter in silence, right? People could go in, they could pray, they could write, whatever they wanted to do. And then we had 2 locations, so we went to both buildings and we gathered all the employees into a big space and we talked about how we felt and we held each other and we cried. Some of the people had people in those towers, right? And we just loved each other. I mean, it was exquisite. So a day and a half later, when the phones go back up, my boss calls me from New York. Oh, because the other thing I did was on the intranet, I had everybody send me churches, synagogues, temples, places where people could go, and I posted them. So my boss calls me up, and she says, "What are you doing? This is not a spiritual organization." I don't know what came over me, y'all. I'm listening to her, and she's saying, "You could lose your job." And I'm like, I am not afraid. If we can't love each other at times like this, what are we doing, right? Then I hung up the phone and I got scared, because then I'm like, you are so fired. So I didn't get fired, because I think what happened was there was such an outpouring of gratitude from the employees in Los Angeles saying, "Thank you so much for creating safe space for us, for nurturing us, for loving us." And that, that's the thing. Listen, whenever you get scared, whenever anything happens, you get to choose what you believe. You get to choose if you're going to walk your talk. Because you're a co-creator with the divine. Spirit gave me the information. My job was to listen and respond. So often we say, "I can't hear God. There's so much chatter." Right? Your frequency's clogged. You unclog it through prayer, meditation, and doing your spiritual work. You do not unclog it by gossiping about what's happening to so-and-so or what's going on the planet and why everything's so horrible. You get to choose to fine-tune this instrument to the point where you can hear in every single moment, no matter what's happening. They even have these machines on the planet now where you can go in and they bombard you with all this noise, and your job is to keep going deeper and deeper into the one. You don't have to do it that way. But I am saying that things are challenging for you. That's the time to pray more. That's the time to love more. That's the time to go deeper in. That's the time to reach out to your practitioner, to your therapist, to somebody to help you deepen so that you can hear, because you are being guided in every single moment. Make no mistake about it. Amen. So the thing is, are you taking care of you? Are you choosing you? Are you eating well? Are you working out your body? You are not born to be a couch potato and click. Are you expanding your spiritual practice moment by moment? If you are not, it's time to pause. It's time to say, I am the one I have been waiting for. What do I need to do to up-level my vibration? What do I need to do to be more loving? What do I need to do to be more expansive? What do I need to do to bring my light to the planet? Because think about this. If everybody in this room moved into that state of being, we'd be transforming all over Seattle, wouldn't know what hit it. It's all about accessing the love. Ernest Holmes says, love is within us. It cannot be destroyed. It can be ignored. To the extent that we abandon love, we will feel it has abandoned us. Denying love is our only problem, and embracing it is the only answer. Through the power of love, we can let go of past history and begin again. We are all immersed in the atmosphere of our own thinking. This decides what takes place in our lives. I have a coach. I have a coaching program, and there's a woman in my coaching program whose name is Pat. I met her because she invited me to come to the mountains and to do my What Will Set You Free work for the women in her community. She'd been through a lot of trauma in her life. She had experienced, she's a lesbian woman and a lot of exclusion, and it was really intense for her. But there was something kind of bright about her. She's one of the most funny, humorous people I know. And so as she started coming to my programs and stuff, I saw something in her, and I invited her to come into the program. So she came into the program, and she went through the coaching program. I want you to know she fought tooth and nail. She cried. She resisted, but she kept showing up. She kept showing up. So she went through my online mastermind program. She's now a facilitator in that mastermind program. But this is the thing. I kept saying, don't put your attention on the limitations. Put your attention on the possibilities. And that's what she kept doing. She's now building her coaching business. She's having a live event in a week for bikers, for women bikers are coming from all over the country to be in her live event because she kept saying yes and kept thinking she could. I want to invite you to think you can. I want to invite you to think about how amazing you are. I want to invite you to think about letting go of the old ways of being that you keep thinking are keeping you safe and burst through. Step outside the box. So I'm going to ask you to come into an experience with me. Put your stuff down and make sure your back is flat against your chair and your arms are uncrossed. And we're just going to open the body to receive. Just going to open to receive. And so I'm going to invite you to connect to that heart, to close your eyes and just allow anything in your life in this moment that may feel like discord. Let's call it in. Let's call it in for healing and transformation. Don't push it down. Don't run from it. It's only energy. We're just going to allow it into a space of transformation and healing. And bring in the things on the planet that are concerning you. The violence, the disconnect, the judgments, the call for separation. Just bring it in, because what we're going to do is we're going to just know that it's a call to prayer. It's a call to transform. It's a call to heal. And just breathe it in. And so let's respond with the truth. And so I'm going to ask you to repeat after me. I am an original blessing. I am blessed. I choose to honor me. I choose to love me. I choose to heal me. I choose to be in a field of infinite possibility. I choose love. I choose grace. I choose me. And just breathe that in and feel your body just in that little bit of time. Just by putting your attention on choice, something has moved. Practitioners, I'm going to ask you to stand and join with me in prayer. And the rest of you, just know that these practitioners are points of consciousness around this room. Take a breath. And so we just breathe in. We breathe in knowing that right where we are, God is. There is such an extraordinary energy and intelligence that's flowing as my life and every life here, every life that is listening to the stream. I am knowing that right here and right now, we are connected to the awareness that we are a consciousness of unity and wholeness and oneness, indivisible. And so we stand in the awareness that right here, we open to the possibilities, the knowingness that there is something powerful that is flowing through us and as us and in us and around us. It is conspiring for our joy, for our happiness, for our grace. And our job is to surrender, to let go, to open, to be clear that old ways of being no longer serve. And so we are choosing us, choosing to live, choosing to be be powerful, choosing to be strong. We just give thanks for it. We just give thanks. We give thanks. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. And so we just take this moment to place on the altar of light our fears and our doubts and our old ways of being, our familial patterns. We place on the altar of light diagnosis. We place on the altar of light any old ways of being that would tell us that we are separate from our divinity. And what we open is a knowingness that we are here to shine light, give light, be light. We give thanks in this moment for this blessed community, that the people that it serves are extraordinarily blessed in powerful ways. So we open our hearts and we bring our best. We bring our best in every single moment because we know that we are here for God, that we are here to express that truth in ways we know not of. How wonderful to know that we are blessed. Blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. 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 And so it is, and so it is. Amen. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. And so we let go and we give thanks, knowing that transformation has occurred. And the answer is yes. And so it is.